2024 has come and gone, and it was quite the roller coaster of a 12 months for Star Wars. The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, which remains ongoing, brought us two very different live-action series in comparison to anything that came before. On the animation side of things, The Bad Batch wrapped up with an emotional third season, and Tales of the Empire was a fun little surprise. Outlaws and Hunters highlight the gaming side of things, and several comics and novels were also released. With that said, it's now time to look forward to a new year of Star Wars content and turn the page to 2025. And that means it's time for us to continue our annual tradition and take a look at the New Year's slate of content. This is every single Star Wars project coming in 2025. Let's start with movies, and this won't take long because there are none, but there's still aspects to look forward to in 2025. The next Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, recently wrapped up filming according to Dave Filoni himself at the Skeleton Crew premiere. Now, reshoots are always possible, but something that's guaranteed is leaks and further announcements about the project. For example, early in December, we learned that Jeremy Allen White, star of The Bear, has been cast as Rada the Hutt. Yes, Jabba the Hutt's son from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Another huge thing to look forward to is Star Wars Celebration from Tokyo, which takes place in April. This is the Star Wars event to mark on your calendar. We didn't have one in 2024, and this is usually where the most announcements take place in regards to upcoming projects. We'll likely get tons of info about The Mandalorian and Grogu, Dave Filoni's Mandoverse movie, the Dawn of the Jedi movie from James Mangold, and Rey's upcoming new Jedi Order film. It might be a long shot, but we could even see a trailer for Mando and Grogu. Celebration will really fill out the content slate for the next couple of years and give us an idea as to what direction the franchise is heading in. Unfortunately, we won't be there, but expect a ton of content on the channel come April, keeping you up to date with everything that gets announced. Now, on to live-action series. First of all, the last 3 episodes of Skeleton Crew are set to release in January. This series has been a breath of fresh air, and the perfect lighthearted show that Star Wars honestly needed. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how the series wraps up, as show creators John Watts and Christopher Ford have claimed to have left things open-ended for a possible Season 2 down the line. Then of course there's Andor Season 2, which is set to release just after Star Wars Celebration on April 22nd. Personally, this is the project I am most looking forward to this year. Andor Season 1 was the best written Star Wars show to date, and it's not particularly close. One look at the critical ratings will tell you that. I absolutely cannot wait to see what writer and director Tony Gilroy has in store for us. He's called Andor Season 2 his most important project of all time, and says that because Season 1 was so well received critically, he was granted even more creative freedom for Season 2. So much so that he told Empire magazine he received no notes requiring changes from Disney. Andor Season 2 will take place over 4 years total, bridging the gap between Season 1 and the movie Rogue One, and Cassian Andor himself, Diego Luna, has said it will change how we view Rogue One, telling Entertainment Weekly, quote, "I think people watching Rogue One after watching Season 2 are going to see a different film. Everything will be signified differently knowing what had to happen for K2 to be there. It's going to make you witness the journey of Rogue One in a different way, I think. And not just with K2, but with many other characters. I think it'll be really cool." I don't know about you, but I'll be immediately following up the Andor Season 2 finale by rewatching Rogue One to see what he means. Early footage has confirmed the return of both director Orson Krennic and Cassian's reprogrammed KX security droid, K2SO. There will also be plenty of other returning rebels in Season 2, including Luthen Rael, Mon Mothma, and Saw Gerrera. This already sounds like it will be peak Star Wars. Unlike 2024, which brought us 2 live-action shows, it looks like Andor Season 2 will be the only release in 2025, which matches what Bob Iger has said about Star Wars releasing less series per year. If the drop in quantity means better quality, I'm all for it. Ahsoka Season 2 is set to begin filming early in the year, so we'll probably learn more about it come Celebration, with it likely next to release after Andor Season 2, probably in 2026. In terms of Star Wars animation coming in 2025, we only know of one release, for now. That will be the third season of Star Wars Visions. The first season of Visions was made exclusively by Japanese anime studios, whereas Season 2 featured animation studios from around the world, including the United States, United Kingdom, Ireland, India, France, and more. Volume 3 will return the series to exclusively Japanese anime studios, both new and returning. The full studio lineup includes Kamikaze Douga, Kinema Citrus Co., Production IG, Trigger, Anima, David Production, Polygon Pictures, Project Studio Q, and Wit Studio. I would bet on another animated project coming at some point in 2025, probably announced at Celebration. This time last year, we didn't know Tales of the Empire was coming, but it did. Another Tales of the Jedi / Tales of the Empire successor show is probably a safe bet. Personally, I wonder about a Tales of the Clones that will follow Rex and Echo after the Bad Batch Season 3, but that's pure speculation on my end. Star Wars was hiring for animation position back in the summer, so maybe something bigger is in the works, as in a multiple season project like The Bad Batch, now that it's wrapped up. If that's the case, it'll almost certainly be announced at Celebration. Feel free to drop your Star Wars animated project suggestions in the comments. If it's not another clone show, I'd really love to see something that follows Luke after the original trilogy, as he establishes his Jedi Order. I've been craving something like that ever since his appearance in the Battlefront 2 campaign. When it comes to Star Wars video games coming in 2025, things also seem kinda bare. We recently made a video breaking down every Star Wars game in active production, but none of them seem super close to release. Jedi 3 is definitely the one that most people are confident is 100% going to release, but probably not until at least 2026. Respawn have been working on a tactical strategy game in collaboration with BitReactor, the veteran developers of XCOM, the Sid Meier's Civilization series, Gears of War, and The Elder Scrolls Online. That one seems more possible for a 2025 release, but who knows. We will for certain be receiving another remaster of a classic Star Wars game, that being Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles, which is coming to PC, PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox on January 23rd from the studio Aspyr. They're the ones behind the Battlefront Classic Collection and Star Wars Bounty Hunter releases in 2024. Star Wars Hunters is also coming to PC via Steam in early access starting from January 27th. The free-to-play 4v4 arena shooter was previously only available on Nintendo Switch and mobile. I have yet to play it, but I'll 100% be giving the PC version a try. 2025 is going to be a pretty big year for Star Wars comics and novels. The novel Reign of the Empire, The Mask of Fear by Alexander Freed will kick off a new trilogy taking place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. The Mask of Fear will follow Mon Mothma, Bail Organa, and Saw Gerrera during the first year of the Galactic Empire as they find purpose and direction in a changing galaxy, while harboring their own secrets, fears, and hopes for a future that may never come unless they act. The Acolyte Wayseeker by Justina Ireland will follow Jedi Masters Vernestra Rwoh and Indara prior to the events of The Acolyte. Speaking of content set during this time period, the High Republic Publishing initiative of interconnected books and comics will come to an end after 4 years. Into the Light will be the final young adult novel, releasing April 1st, and Trials of the Jedi will be the final adult novel, coming out June 17th. Admittedly, I haven't checked out any High Republic content aside from The Acolyte, but I am interested to see where the next publishing focus will be. My best guess is they will relate to either the Dawn of the Jedi or Rey's New Jedi Order eras to supplement the upcoming movies, but we'll likely find out at Celebration. On the comic side of things, 2025 looks pretty stacked. Last year, Marvel's main Star Wars run, as well as Dr. Aphra and Darth Vader, finished their runs. The Ahsoka series comic adaptation, Battle of Jakku, and Ewok lines will also wrap up early in 2025. A New Legacy is a one-shot that will celebrate Marvel Comics' 10-year anniversary of their Star Wars lines with some of their best original characters like Darth Momin, Dr. Aphra, and Scar Squadron. It comes out on January 29th. Dark Horse Comics will also begin the Bad Batch Ghost Agent series on February 5th. The 5-issue series will follow Clone Force 99 during the Clone Wars on a mission to hunt down the mysterious separatist ghost agent who executed a daring heist on Coruscant. Coming our way on February 5th is Legacy of Vader, written by Charles Soule, which follows Kylo Ren between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. If it's even close to as good as the previous Vader comic runs, I'll definitely be making a lot of videos about it on the channel. They are some of the best Star Wars stories we've received over the past 10 years. Dark Horse will finally begin their Hyperspace Stories graphic novel run, which was delayed from 2024. The first will be released on March 4th and follows Qui-Gon Jinn. Future issues will follow Obi-Wan Kenobi, General Grievous, Mace Windu, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Rey, Kylo Ren, and Darth Vader. Jedi Knights by Mark Guggenheim will begin its run on March 5th. This series takes place before the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, with each issue following 2 different Jedi on a different mission with an overarching threat that binds the stories together. An untitled Poe Dameron comic will be written by Ethan Sachs and takes place before The Force Awakens. But that's what the 2025 slate looks like for now. Again, Star Wars Celebration in April is definitely going to inject some much needed juice into the pipeline, and we can't wait for it. Let me know in the comments which projects you're most looking forward to, and have a Happy New Year!